Welcome to the Law Office of S.A. Peterkin YouTube channel. My name is Attorney Sonia Peterkin, and today we are going to discuss the common reasons for a visa denial. So let's get started. The first reason for a visa denial is due to criminal-related grounds. If you are applying for lawful permanent residence, you're going to be required to disclose all of your criminal record, including those from any period of time and those that were committed in a foreign country and those that did not result in a conviction, meaning that they're acquitted or the charges were dismissed. Crimes that would disqualify you from obtaining permanent residence include things like drug offenses, prostitution, human trafficking, money laundering, and genocide. But even smaller crimes may also be the reason for a visa denial, including things like theft and marijuana offenses. If you have committed a crime that would disqualify you from getting a green card, you want to next determine if that crime can be excused, or in legal language, whether it can be waived. Not all crimes will qualify for a waiver, and not all waivers will be approved. To be sure of the consequences of your criminal record, have it thoroughly reviewed before proceeding with your visa application. The second reason your visa may be denied is due to health-related grounds. If you are applying for lawful permanent residence, you are required to provide a medical examination performed by a government-approved physician. The reason for this medical examination is to ensure that once you enter the United States, you're not going to pose a threat to public health. Some things that are health related that might result in your green card being denied include if you have a communicable disease that is dangerous to the public, such as syphilis, leprosy, if you are a drug addict, if you have a mental health or physical disability that is a threat to yourself or to others, and if you are not able to prove that you have all the necessary and required vaccinations, including COVID-19. The third reason your visa might be denied is due to public charge. What is public charge? Public charge is when a person becomes dependent on the government for support. This is why every applicant for lawful permanent resident must submit a completed Form I-864, which is an affidavit of support completed by their sponsor. Essentially, the form is a contract with the government stating that the sponsor is going to support you at least 125% above the poverty guidelines, and it will include evidence of their income. This is a very important form, and it's also the form that a lot of people make the most mistakes on. So you have to be really careful with this form, and it is absolutely necessary if you want to become a permanent resident based on a family petition. You have to have this form completed correctly with the right amount of documentation. The fourth thing that might cause your visa application to be denied is filing the wrong forms or filing insufficient documentation. Each form is designed for a specific immigration benefit. So you have to file the right form for the benefit that you are seeking. There are many different visas, many different immigration benefits, and many different forms to choose from on the USCIS website. And that's where you're going to get your forms from, and you want to make sure you're picking the right one. Also, it's equally important to submit the right amount of documentation that will prove that you qualify under the immigration laws to obtain whatever benefit that you are seeking. If you submit your application with insufficient documentation, then you have not proven that you meet all the eligibility requirements to obtain that benefit, and your application may be denied. Sometimes the government will allow you to correct your mistakes by sending you a notice for specific information or specific documentation but this is not always the case. I've seen it before where a person filed their application for adjustment of status and they used a notary or a non-lawyer to complete their forms, and the result was a denial because they forgot a very important form, which we talked about earlier, which is the affidavit of support. So you want to make sure you're filing the correct documentation and proving that you actually qualify. The fifth reason that your application could be denied is due to a government error. Yes, the government does make mistakes sometimes. There are procedures in place for you to be able to correct that. You can either appeal the decision, reopen it, and have your decision reconsidered, or you just have to file a completely new case. Which option is best for you is going to depend on your particular situation. It's going to depend on who has jurisdiction over the case, whether it's with the Department of Homeland Security or whether it's with the Department of State. We have to consider the entirety of your situation to determine which option is going to be best for you. So if you've received a denial in error or that you believe is unfair, make sure that you have your decision thoroughly reviewed as quickly as possible in order to preserve all the options that are available to you. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead, like, and subscribe. And also, if you have any questions, maybe you're going through the visa application process yourself. If you are and you'd like to talk with me about your case, you can contact me at 321-325-1125 or visit me on my website at www.sapeterkinlaw.com. Thanks for watching.